Hello YouTube, L Players back once again for more of our Minecraft adventure, and today we're going to carry on with our butcher shop on our Ravine City Highway. So the first thing you'll probably notice is I've managed to get quite a bit of the path done now, so we're pretty much halfway there with the path, I would say. So we've done this side of the ravine and the path is looking lovely, if I do say so myself. So I've stuck with the same design like all the way across. You might be thinking the butcher shop has changed quite a bit. So the design we were going with before was similar to this, except it was going to have another sort of larger bit on the top here, and there were no roofs or anything on it yet. I was sort of playing around with that off camera, and I just was kind of, the more I thought about it, the more I felt like it was a really cool building design, but it didn't really fit for a butcher's. And also, like, I mean, for a butcher shop, I was kind of like, why would I need an upstairs? Like, it doesn't make sense. That's more the kind of thing you'd have in like a tavern where there's like rooms upstairs, or a shop with like multi-floors or something like that, but it didn't really make sense for a butcher's. So instead, I've basically knocked a lot of it down and changed the design slightly, so it's now looking like this. So this is the shell, basically the exterior of roughly how it's going to be. I don't think I'm going to change the shape. I'm pretty happy with that now. So what we're going to do today is actually get started on all of the smaller details, and now turning it from an empty building into an actual butcher shop. So that should be pretty fun. And I have, for once, gone around and managed to, well, hopefully managed to get all of the supplies that I think I'm going to need for most of this work that we're going to do. So that should be pretty good. So the first thing I think we probably need to do is the floor. And I'm thinking for the floor in here, I was thinking of using dark oak, mainly just because we've not used it at all so far in this world. And it's a really cool looking block, but also I think it's going to work really well with the stone. The oak's looking a bit too light with the stone, so I might actually swap those oak posts out for dark oak frames as well. So we'll see. We'll have a play around, and then we can all decide together on what looks good. Right, so let's make a few more of these. There we go. Got plenty of those. Where's my shovel? There it is. I knew I had everything ready. I was thinking, damn it, I've forgotten like the basic tools that I need. So let's dig this out. Because grass in a shop is just not gonna cut it. I guess maybe if it was like a really poor shop, then maybe they wouldn't have a floor, but no, not for us. This is on our high street for Ravine City, so everything on the high street should be fairly good, I think. We can have some more decrepit, like older, falling to bits kind of buildings like further back, but on the high street the idea is like this stuff's meant to be the main shops, you know, the livelihood of the town, so we want it all looking rather suave. But not too suave, it's a butcher's, so yeah, we'll see. But oh. What do we think? So I think the dark oak with the stone actually works really well. I think that's quite a nice contrast. Birch with stone is horrible because the birch is far too light. Oak looks fine with stone, so oak was what I was originally going to use, but then I was sort of thinking about it. I was like, actually, no, why don't we try out the dark oak? We've got some of it, and it's a really nice, like, rich coloured block, but I just haven't found too much so far that it works well with. But it does seem to feel quite nice. It's got like a nice warm feeling to it with the stone, so hopefully you guys think that looks pretty good. I quite like that. I think I'm going to switch these out for dark oak as well, these beams. But we'll see. So this is going to be the counter. So I've actually extended the back of the building a little bit just to have this little area here. And the plan is to have... Right, let me see. Let's make some of these. No, I need my crafting table. Have a little counter in the back there. What do I need? I want stone brick slabs. Oh, 12 should be plenty actually, to be fair. Okay. God, so actually off camera, like, changing this building has taken me so long. so long, just because I was playing around with it so much, like how I had it before. Let's have a look. How does that work, or does it need to go all the way across? What do we think? that might work. That might work. So let's just get some trapdoors. So I've crafted like a lot of the stuff that I was planning on using. So hopefully we should be able to make some pretty good progress in this episode. The last one was the last one or two were more me sort of coming up with the idea of what I'm going to do. So this one should be a little bit more quick in terms of getting stuff done, because I've got a rough idea of how I want everything to look now. How does that look for a counter? I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's not great. What do we think? It'll do for now. It'll do for now. We can change it if we don't like it, but oh, can I put one on here as well? Yeah, that's better. That's much better. And I guess like eventually maybe we'll get villagers and we can sort of bring a villager back and stick him in there so it looks like we've actually got a shopkeeper. That would be, I'd really love to do that for all the buildings, but I haven't found a village yet. So I've got no idea like how far away I'd have to go to do that. And I guess the only way to get them like back with you is on like mine carts and rails and stuff like that, which sounds incredibly complicated and long-winded. So hopefully we'll be able to do that at some point, but I'm not going to make any promises. I guess if not, we can just stick a snowman in there. He could be our butcher, right? Might look a little bit weird. But yeah, so this is going to be the counter. So you walk into the shop, blah, blah. Oh, let's put a door on, actually. Why don't we just grab a load of this stuff so we don't have to keep going in and out? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Right, so door. So we go for an oak door. Let's put it this way. Dummy. Is that a half slab? It is a half slab. Oh no, this is going to cause us problems. How do I solve this one? I guess that will do it. No. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Right, let's have a look. Bada bing. Yep, so you come into the shop. Can I still walk up there? Yeah, that's fine, okay. A bit of a step coming into the shop, but that's not a big deal. So you come into the shop, you got your counter here, and this room, I've already done the floor in here. I'm just going to say now, this room is not for the faint of hearted. So if you are of a nervous disposition, you might want to skip what I do for this room. So the idea for this one is actually, this is going to be the slaughterhouse, I guess, for the piggies. So this is where the actual butchery goes on, which is why it's having iron doors, and we're going to put a sign to say staff only, keep out, because this is where the piggies get. How do you open iron doors? Do you have to have a button? Oh, what a dummy. I should have probably like figured that out before I used them, huh? Right, so I don't know how you open iron doors. I guess you need a button. I think you need a button. I think that's how you do it, but I can't remember how to make a button. So I'll need to figure that out for the next episode. But just bear with me. We know what's going on. So you've got the iron doors there, and this is going to be the piggy slaughter room. So I had a really cool idea for this. I'm just trying to think if I want to do that first. Let's put the windows and stuff in first, and then I'll show you the sort of ideas that I've got for what we're going to do in that room to make it look like it's actually the sort of, I guess it's kind of like the warehouse part of the butchers where all the all the butchering goes on. Right, what do we need? Glass. Okay, I'm stupid. It's already in my in my inventory right there. So I don't want to use that actually. Let's make some actual windows and not be lazy, because they look much better. How do you make windows? Do I not? Okay, there we go. So glass panes, they just look much nicer than full glass blocks, in my opinion. Not in all builds. Some builds do look better with the blocks, but for just standard windows, you should always use the panes, I think. Cool, got some nice windows. Ah, look at that. It's come. Oh, better not miss these ones. Lovely, lovely. Oh, I'm really proud of how good this path has come out, like how it's turned out. Also, yeah, this is what I did. So I mentioned before, so like this is the main path. It's all going to be stone, and I want to kind of have it like as the... Oh, what the hell is that? It's like a glass rod. Very strange. Pretty cool. Maybe we could do something with that. But yeah, so I wanted to have it so like as you get further away from the high street, the path kind of becomes a bit more run down and dirty, and obviously because the high street is going to have like the focus on it of like the local council or whatever, I guess, like whoever runs the town, it's going to be apart from these potholes, it's all going to be like stone and a bit nicer. So I've started like doing, so this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. So so this is coming off as like a little side path just to get into the back entrance of the butcher shop, and obviously that's like not for the people that are shopping and stuff, it's more for the people that work there. So I've had like a few dirt bits in here. These are just a grass path, so I think these are new for 1.9. Anyone who doesn't know how to make these, you literally just go up to a glass block and right click. I'm not going to do it here because, well, actually I can show you. So yeah, you literally just do that. So right click, and that's how you make those paths, and then they'll actually stay like this. But that looks really, really cool, and that's going to come in really useful in a minute for something else that we do as part of our butcher shop. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, what do we want to do? Windows. We've got windows, we've got a counter in here, we've got the doors on, apart from this one because I need to figure out how to do the buttons. Okay, yeah, so now let's do the actual slaughterhouse. The poor piggies. So, pink wall. Okay, so hey, let's while we're here, let's go and put, so the idea with this, if you remember, this little enclosure here is for the pigs. So we're going to have a couple of pigs in here outside the butcher's, with the idea being like, oh, this is where he gets his stock from, I guess. It's all fresh meat from this butcher's. So yeah, he has the pigs outside that he keeps and raises, and then he sort of kills them freshly in the slaughterhouse. Oh, poor piggies. So I'm going to put a hay block down there. We will obviously get pigs at the end. But I want to get everything built first before I start bringing pigs over. So the idea I had, I've got no idea if this is going to look good. I think it would be pretty cool if it works out. I don't know if I can actually do it. So I want to have... Yeah, that should do it. Let's try this. That's not what I wanted to do. Can I put it on the bottom? Yes, I can put it on the bottom. So the idea here is pretty grim, but the idea is like this is the, I guess, the pig carcasses, like hanging fresh, like how you'd have in like a meat factory. I know it's so brutal, but I thought like that was a pretty cool idea, and it's not something I've ever seen anyone do. But for a butcher shop, like if he's going to be butchering the pigs in the building, then it makes sense, right? And I think that's like a pretty cool touch, and that's why I've kind of made this room a bit dank, I guess. Like I've done like mossy floor and stuff, so it's a bit like dark and wet and a bit ominous, and the iron doors, because we obviously don't want customers coming in and seeing all the pigs hanging up, even though obviously like people know what goes on when they buy their food, but nobody wants to see it, right? So this is like the back room just for the butcher. And the other really cool idea that I had for these, if it works, let's sleep. Got prematurely panicked there, even though there shouldn't be any enemies near us, because I've put torches absolutely everywhere since the last episode. As you can probably see, there's literally torches like as far as the eye can see. So we should be pretty safe in that regard. Right, so this was the other idea that I had like as a nice finishing touch for this slaughterhouse idea. Is it this one? Yep. So, yeah, oh, that's horrible. So yep, you guessed it. So this is this is a pretty dark episode, isn't it? We've gone from like la-di-da, making a nice little path in our ravine village, to slaughtering the animals. But yeah, so these are the pig carcasses hanging up, freshly butchered and ready to be made into pork chops and bacon. And yep, these are the pools of blood that are sort of collected underneath them on the floor. So yeah, it is quite dark. But I figured it's like a nice little touch for the butcher's shop, and I don't know what's going on in my mind for me to come up with these ideas, but I came up with it, and I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, I'm not going to actually be slaughtering the pigs in the game, because as we all know, I find them absolutely adorable. So I can't bear to slaughter them even when I do need food in the game. I've ended up going with just chickens for food pretty much. most of the time. I did kill a few, like, yeah, I've got a few here, because it just got a bit out of hand how many pigs I had in that enclosure. Right, so what else was I looking for? Mossy, I want to put another bit of mossy stone in there because I covered one up with the blood. So yeah, hopefully you guys think like this little idea of the slaughter room in the back of the butchers is really cool. I thought it was a really like neat idea, and it's not something like I've ever seen done before. So I just thought, yeah, you know what, this could be really cool. I might change these out for like iron fences at some point, like if you can do that. I'll give that a play around, but just to give you an idea, like this is, yeah. So when you actually know what that's meant to be, I think that's pretty good. It's got a nice eerie dark feel to it. It is a bit ominous, but yeah. It's also pretty cool, so I'm pretty pleased with that. It looks pretty good. I wasn't sure if it was going to look right, but yeah, it does look pretty good, especially with the little red carpets. Because I was going to use red wall blocks, but then my girlfriend suggested using carpet because they actually raised up a little bit. So as you can see, it's like a quarter block off of the ground. So that actually looks like it's a pool of blood like collected rather than just a red floor. So that's very nice indeed. Well, very not nice because it's blood, but but it's turned out as well as I had in mind. Alright, what else was on the list? So we've got the counter done. We're going to have to find like a villager or a snowman or something to be in the shop, but for now we're going to have to use our imagination. We got that back room, we're going to have to put another door on there. I think we're done in that room actually, so no, I was going to put a cauldron in here as well, so just like a sink area. Like a wash basin, because this is obviously going to be dirty work in this room. So our butcher's going to need a like sink area to clean up when he's done. We don't want him coming out into the shop floor covered in blood on his apron, do we? So there we go. We've got our pig carcasses hanging up and the blood dripping on the ground. And then we've got our little sink in the corner. I thought that's pretty cool. I just thought it was a really neat idea to have in a butcher's, and it makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that you guys think that that's pretty cool. Right, now what else do we do? So we've got a counter, we've got our doors, we've done some windows. Let's do this little patch out the front. So, we've got a hay bale in there just for the pigs. I thought that was a nice little touch. And what we're going to do now, I think, after I sort of saw this block, I think that looks absolutely perfect for a kind of like muddy pig pen. So we're definitely going to stick the floor in here so that it's all like that. Oh, I have not just broken my goddamn shovel. There we go. All the preparation in the world. And there's still something. Oh, luckily I brought a few shovels. Okay, I'll take it back. I am prepared. Right, so that's bam, 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 bam. Yeah, so that looks like a proper muddy pig pen. Because that's what you want. Like, pigs are messy animals, right? They're gonna, they're gonna like crawl around in the mud and grass and turn it all into mud. So there we go. That should do it for the pig pen. Obviously, once we get the pigs in here, it will look even more obvious what it is. Very nice, very nice. So we still need to do quite a bit of work on the outside because it is a bit plain at the minute, and as you guys know, that's like one thing I cannot stand with the buildings, is if they just look all plain and smooth. They need a bit of damage, they need a bit of rustic feel to them, they need a few little details, just that TLC just to finish them off. So that's what we're probably going to focus on in the next episode. But I think I'm fairly confident that by the end of the next episode, we should be about there with the butcher shop, and that's pretty good progress for me. That's pretty quick in terms of getting it up, and it's looking really cool so far. But yeah, I'll end the episode there for now, I think, and then when we come back, we'll do all the little exterior details. I'll probably put some bushes in, change a few of the rocks out, that kind of thing, and we'll get the pigs over here. God, that'll be fun. I'll probably end up killing half the pigs or losing half of them. But yeah, we'll do that in the next episode. So as always, guys, take care of yourselves. Make sure you stay active. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Talk to me, talk to each other in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode. And peace.